Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Rick and Morty, which we'll be getting into today. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And Michelle Anderer.
Hello.
Today, Delaney, Michelle, and I are here to talk about...
so enthused.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delaney somehow is more enthusiastic. That was surprising. But we're talking the ABCs of Beth, the 9th episode of Season 3 of Rick and Morty. We've been recapping Season 3 of Rick and Morty every week here, twice a week on the Overly Animated Podcast, and it's almost done. But still a lot to talk about in these last two episodes. Find us at overlyanimated.com or search for Rick and Morty Overly Animated, and you can subscribe to us for our Rick and Morty specific feed or our general feed. We'll have a panel discussion later in the week, getting more opinions on this episode. And then looking forward to the Richturian Morty date season finale next week. Maybe we'll speculate a little bit at the end of this podcast. But it's our Beth episode, long anticipated. Spoilers for this episode and previous episodes of Rick and Morty. Delaney, what'd you think of the ABCs of Beth?
This episode's fucked up. Like, all caps. Like, fucked up. Like, me and all my friends and my girlfriend were watching it. We were like, oh my god, what the fuck? I liked it in that it was like a Beth episode, because I was like, I'm lit, I'm ready for Beth. Like, this whole season, I'm like, where's Beth? Let's have a Beth, like, episode. Like, I'm all about it. I'm like, Beth is a bitch. I love it. It's so good. Yes, Beth is just messing shit up. It was just nice. I liked the Beth and Rick, like, interaction. They're both just the worst. And Delaney's like trying to hit that how many times can I curse in the span of this podcast.
Gotta get it all out, yeah.
So many.
I mean, we can't curse any of the other ones. So, like, I have to just let it all.
This is the time.
Yeah, and I just really liked it. I thought it was good. The B plot, shockingly, with Jerry wasn't terrible. I actually really liked it because it was funny as shit. And, like, the whole time, like, I just really enjoyed, like, the best part of the episode is Summer being like, say it back to me. You're racist.
Yes.
Sex. Like, that was so good.
Beta sexist.
So yeah, beta sexist. And then Morty's like, she just helped you. Like, she just did, and they left. So good.
Do it yourself. It was good.
It was so good. So, like, I liked the episode. I think it was really good. I think there's some good character moments. I mean, it was fucked up. Like, what the hell, Tommy? Like, oh my god. Potentially, like, the most fucked up episode ever.
Ooh, it was really good. That's a bold claim. I don't know.
I know, it is a very bold
claim.
Make
it like all the time, but it's true.
It is true.
Yeah, that's an off-season Rick and Morty podcast. Top 5 most fucked up episodes.
Yeah, there we go. That'll be good.
Yeah, the biggest debate for.
Yeah, did not expect the Jerry B plot praise right away. So we'll see. We'll see if Michelle echoes. Michelle, what are your thoughts on this episode?
This was a really good episode. This is one of those episodes that just had, like, a lot of really amazing standalone lines that I laughed at a lot, and that's always fun. It's nice to be able to quote things. I was honestly, like, I didn't hate the Jerry, like, B-plot either, because they were, like, it was, like, one of those that, like, highlight how shitty Jerry is and how much he sucks. And,
they
like,
called him out. They called him out.
And that's always going to be satisfying. So, like, I agree with Delaney. That was, like, I was 100% there for that. And the A plot was really good. Like, we got confirmation that Beth's the worst too, which is, like, kind of awesome, because that's way more interesting than having her just be normal. And, like, I don't know, we're gonna talk about the end and, like, her decision, but just, like, I'm really excited for Beth now, and, like, whatever future Beth's gonna give us, like, I'm really excited for her in general. So yeah, this episode was really fucked up. I love that she and Rick, like, figured out what was going on, like, 5 seconds after getting there, and they kept, like, trying to re-explain, like, no, we got it. Just, no, you don't have to tell us. It was really good.
Yeah, they'd already figured out the
cannibalistic
incest. Yeah. I thought this was a very good episode. I think one of my main things is what Michelle said. This is just genuinely very funny, and I think it's one of the first, like, really laugh out loud quotable funny episodes in a few of this show. So, like, that on top of a pretty great characterization episode for Beth, like a really good A plot, and then a pretty good as well B plot, although I thought it was weaker, than the stuff that was going on with Beth. I think it just makes a really solid episode of the show. Middle of the pack / top half of the season, like, definitely quite good. I think the Beth stuff at the end is pretty heavy, and it needs time to to like sit. Like it was a lot, and the conclusions were like a lot of some of it was stuff they'd already talked about before in the show. Like one of the major conclusions is that Beth is just Rick, and that we'd already gotten to that in the Pickle Rick episode. This episode did a good job of it as well. And then we have Beth's decision at the end, which I like the concept of Beth potentially taking off and like her doing something, and we don't know whether this is clone Beth or not. But I don't necessarily like the no stakes aspect of it. Like it's not clear it's not clear what happened at the end, and it's not supposed to be clear, and it might never be relevant. You could just just not have it come back at all. So it's a little frustrating that we didn't necessarily make substantial progress. Like even if you do believe she took off, which is like a big moment for her character, then unless we just follow her in later episodes, which we definitely won't next episode, then it's just resetting all the development we had. So I'm trying to like reconcile things like that. Even if I conclude this a little bit frustrating, the Beth stuff at the end, it's still really great to get into her character and everything with her dynamic with Rick. I thought all the Tommy stuff was really, really good. I thought it's such a really clever like concept and like really fucked up and funny, but they just go so fast into it, and it was funny that they discover it so fast. But I wonder again if this is like them moving too fast in their own show. Like I think that could have sustained a little longer, but they also milk it really well. Just a really good episode, and I would say satisfied with this being our Beth episode. Do you agree, Delaney?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I do agree that like the ending is like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Like, who knows? But then at the same time, it's like really like there's no way of knowing, and that's exactly why they did it that way. And so like it would be nice if like maybe in a few stingers, like we see like Beth doing something. Like that'd be cool as fuck. But like I do think it's a really good like. We did have the thing was like with Pickle Rick, it was more like the audience, like us being like, yeah, no, Beth is literally just Rick. But now we have more the, like, this was Beth realizing that she's just Rick.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot more like I can't say that word. Poignant. Yeah. Is that how you say that word?
Yep.
Yay. Just sometimes it's just like, I can't say that word. And I think like just having Beth have that moment, and then just Rick and Beth had an actual conversation, and Rick was he's an asshole because he's an asshole. That's who he is. But like they actually had a conversation. It wasn't just Rick being a sarcastic asshole. Like he actually said, he was like, maybe it is because like the whole tone of voice, like the whole voice acting was different. And this, maybe it's because I care about you. Maybe it's because of your mother. I don't know, but I can do this for you. And that was just a really incredible moment, I think, for both of their characters. And just in general, like, it's just seeing Beth, like, go out and do, like, whatever, and then just kind of show up and be like Rick was just really great. So I do think, like, who was going to imagine this really fucked up episode for Beth? But I do think it delivered on what I was wanting with, like, having a Beth episode and, like, discovering more about Beth.
Yeah. Did it deliver on your Beth expectations, Michelle?
I think so. My expectations for Beth, like I tried to keep them pretty low so they wouldn't be disappointed, and not assuming the show was going to go this direction. Like I really am happy with it so far. One thing I'm kind of curious about, because like it's great that like she's confronting, like Delaney said, like this is the episode where she actually confronts the fact that she's so much like her dad. And how she's like, well, am I going to embrace that or not? I don't know. We'll find out. But I kind of hope they find a place with her character where she is kind of her own being, and she's not just like a lady version of Rick who like kind of has a little more of a moral conscience because she has 2 kids and like an ex-husband or whatever. Like I want to see like what makes her stand out, if she's going to have like solo episodes or more focus in the later season, going off and having adventures. Like I want her to have more of like a distinct personality if she's going to have more time in the show, which I hope she does, because I think she's deserved it. I think both her and Summer have deserved to have more of a spotlight shown on them.
Yeah, her to like develop motivations outside of anyone
of just being like,
yeah. I agree. I'm like I said before, I'm pretty heavily skeptical of this paying off ever. Definitely not next episode. Although
not for
yeah. There's, I guess, what Delaney said in it being like, I guess there's potential for it being the season-ending stinger. Although I assume they do something similar to last season, with Mr. Poopy Butthole. But I'm just even skeptical of next season. Even though like it's not, it's not based on anything. They haven't even started production or anything, I assume. So it's, it could happen. But the show typically doesn't do things like that. It would be an advancement for the show's mythology. Like when we like left behind previous iterations of the family, like it's not like we really check in on them, except for like special circumstances. So I think it'd be I guess that's what's like making me less excited about that as a plot concept, is just that I don't think it's really going to have stakes for the show.
I don't know. One thing that has been pretty interesting is like the kids did not notice that she might be like a clone right away, even though she was like super chipper. And the same was true with the robots before. Like Beth didn't really seem to notice they were robots, even though they were being super chipper. So like, if people just don't notice when people are replaced, like I guess that's fine. But like, I could see an episode later where they kind of address that for some reason. Like, wow, Mom, like you sure don't seem to have any problems. That's suspicious. And then they like check in on what she's actually doing. But yeah, we have no way of knowing if the show is going to do that or not at this point.
Yeah.
Or they just like awkwardly run into her. Like,
they're
out somewhere and they're like,
so cool.
Yeah, it's like in like a Voltron where someone's wearing like a space helmet, and then Beth will take it. It's like you take it off and it's Beth. Yeah, that could be cool in like next season. So let's get into that at the end. Like as Michelle said, Beth is pretty like upbeat when they're having dinner at the end, and pretty healthy with Rick. And you can take it two ways. You can take it as, oh, that's not how Beth was acting before, so it's just a clone of Beth. Or you can take it like what Rick said, that she had to choose to remain in this life, so she would be happier about it if that was, she like had an actual choice. Like like previously in her life, she'd just kind of been forced into like kids and marriage with Jerry, and so she'd never really been satisfied. At least it'd never been like a choice of hers to be in her exact situation. So maybe if she actually chose it, then she'd be this happy. I think both are clearly viable, although the one that comes more to mind from seeing it for me was that it would be clone Beth, because there's a pretty stark contrast from what we saw before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, if she's literally Rick, like, she left.
Yeah. That's the best case for that.
On the other hand, Rick came back into their lives before, when the show started. So it's like, like there was a period when Rick was not there, but he is now. So that is in play for that type of motivation. So I guess I'm on the clone train, like that this is clone Beth. Although I definitely, with the huge asterisk of it's not supposed to have an answer, is my opinion. Are you on the clone train? Clone High? I don't know. What, there's like Clone High.
The Clone High.
Yeah. Anyway, trying to make a reference to something. Yeah. Delaney, you agree?
You mean the Clone Club?
Clone Club? Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
too. Yeah.
Club, yes.
Oh my god. Y'all. Also, sad. Orphan Black. Rip. Okay.
Don't spoil anything.
Yeah, no. Sad. I think she's a clone because, like, no, like, she's gone. Like, she left. Like, she's like, bye. Like, if she's really Rick, she left. And also, I don't know. I feel like the scene where she's looking at the pictures of them on the fridge, that wouldn't have been as, like, if she stayed, I'd have been like, oh, whatever. But, like, I feel like that scene, I was like, she left, she going bye-bye, like, she's outie. And I just, like, it just makes me, it just, like, that's the kind of show this is. Granted, I do think it's kind of, like, I do like that this, like, it sucks narratively, but from just the experience of watching and how this show is, it's kind of nice that we don't know, and that's kind of like the great mystery. Though, come on, I never thought we were actually going to get Evil Morty, so who knows? Maybe we will find out.
Anything is possible. That's a good point. We got Evil Morty back.
Yeah, I agree. Evil Morty wasn't something that was supposed
and
to
that was a
off.
Legit throwaway.
Yeah,
like, that was just like, oh,
yeah.
That's actually a character, so...
Yeah, it's a great point. Evil Morty definitely was not supposed to come back. Like, maybe in the back of their minds, they're like, okay, we can do this if we want to. But, like, they didn't do it the entire second season. Like, it's not... That was just a thing they threw in there to, just to have it. And I think this is the same thing, and they could just decide to pay it off later if they want to.
Like, Beth just shows up, and it's just like, I am your god now, and, like, does something ridiculous. Who knows?
Yeah, she's the new King Tommy. Yep.
Yes.
Michelle,
all right then.
You agree she's a clone?
Yeah, I think so. Because, like, Rick, like you were saying, like, Rick did, like, have time to go and do things and then come back to the family. But, like, Beth hasn't had that. Her family's kind of been her whole life. And, like, now that Jerry's gone, like, she's having more and more reasons to, like, examine herself and figure herself out and take time.
And she's never been happy.
She's never been happy. And, like, she's finally got a divorce, like, and the kids are off doing stuff with Rick all the time, both of them now. So, like, I think this is the perfect time if she's going to do that, like, you know, just, like, go out there and see what she wants to do for herself. So, like, I think that is a lot of reasons also that she would want to do it.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. This is not coming out of nowhere. Like, I can see a clear trajectory of her motivation to want to go out.
I agree with that. I think it's been built up. When I watch it, I think of like, oh, Beth's just gonna like travel the universe and like go to different dimensions. But I feel like the surface level interpretation should be just that she like stays on Earth and just goes somewhere else, like go to a different state.
Yeah, she just like bye.
Right, like she can just drive somewhere. Like, but because it's this show, I'm like, oh, she'll take a portal gun and she'll like go to some dimension. They do
with her weapons, with the toys she had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that was definitely a highlight gag of the episode.
Yes.
What was, Delaney, would that be the best moment of the episode for you? If not, what would be?
Oh, the best moment of the episode. Oh, okay. I think the best moment of the episode is when she comes back from Fruity Land. Yes. She's covered in blood. And she's like, what would you need to make a clone of Tommy? That's probably my favorite part, because I was like, oh yeah, she's covered in blood, but then she's like, oh yeah, Tommy let me cut his finger off.
And Rick's like, uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite moment.
Okay. I like that one, yeah, and that led to some good bonding too with the montage.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Michelle, what's your standout moment of the episode?
I don't. That's really hard. There are so many just like parts of this that I really liked, because I thought the pacing was honestly really good, even though we went through a lot. I kind of like, this is not my fave, but a standout was when she was talking to Tommy and he kept trying to get her to apologize and she like was not having it. And he has that line about like, oh, like, oh god, do you guys remember like the one with like the fries? It was just like so good. I should have written it down, but I remember that one was like just his delivery and how sarcastic his tone was. It just like really sold his character to me, even though like he's super weird. Whoever was VAing him did a really good job.
Yeah, he's voiced by Thomas Middleditch, who's the main character on Silicon Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really funny. He's on Comedy Bang Bang a few times a year too. He's really great there. I thought he was excellent in this role. He was really great.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Just all their interactions were really great.
Yeah. I've got a few. One of mine is right before that, so I'll say that, which is like we just have like a solo Tommy scene before Beth comes in. It's just like encapsulating the absurdity of this plot. He's like, first item on the docket, I want to have sex with some of you and then eat the babies. Oh, I thought you'd like that. I do keep rolling out the hits, don't I?
And then everybody's just like, yeah. God.
Yeah, that's one of the funniest lines in this season for me. I really like that. Another great one is just like related. Just this, I just love this, the whole concept involving this. So, just when Beth like lays out the what's going on right in the beginning, she's like, "Are you saying Tommy survived here by having sex with furby creatures, creating furby human hybrid offspring, consuming their proteins, and then sustaining himself in an endless cycle of cannibalistic incest?" Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. And then Rick later, if I could interrupt, we're way ahead of the reveal here. Also really great.
No, I really like when he gets picked up by the bird.
By the bird.
And he's like, this is real.
He's just being bashed around.
Yeah, no.
The line they teach her at the end about trying to make like math more fun by saying like, and 1 pussy plus 2 pussies.
Yeah, that was good.
A whole bunch of pussies. And like everyone's so bored. He's like, I'm trying to relate to your sex addictive lifestyles. Come on.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Great
too.
Mr. Goldenfold moment. It was completely unrelated to anything. That was a great line, yeah. And then probably the pure funniest one for me is the one right at the end with Rick gets the pizzas and he goes to the dimension that didn't invite daylight savings time, and he's like, by the way, that wasn't time travel. There were just a couple pizzas on the counter. I grabbed them.
That was good.
Yeah. Love that, because I love when the show just like references like things that we're all thinking before. And like we've discussed that in the past, like how time travel is not part of the show. So they're like very clear we're not getting into that territory. I really like that. I also think this is a really strong stinger at the end with Jerry's answering machine.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were kind of like doing the same thing where they're like, yeah, nobody buys us anymore except for exposition on television shows. It's like, there it is.
Yeah, that's funny. And then also Rick being like I fucked your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, I just love it. Was like, I'm coming to kill you. Hey, I killed that alien that was after you.
For you.
Yeah.
Don't get mad, but I fucked Kiara.
Yeah, that's really, this is a very funny episode. Like for me, like the Beth stuff is also like, that's like 1 and 2 for me, but I think just how funny this is kind of the number one thing I'll remember it by. Like we haven't even gotten to a ton of stuff. Michelle, we get the doo-doo butt song in this episode.
That was nothing.
With the montage of them bonding. Michelle, what you got? The doo-doo butt song or Terry Folds?
That's a big fail. Nothing is going to compare to Terry Folds. That's like the magnum opus of the show.
What?
In terms of
What?
Magnum opus.
Oh, yeah.
You mean it's not Get Swifty or the Tiny Rick
No!
song?
No,
that is an absurd statement. That's the magnum opus.
The magnum opus.
But poop song does not even count. It's just nonsense. Whereas Terry Folds,
no, there was like father-daughter
genius.
Bonding moments in it.
Then it gets weird and it doesn't talk about anything. Like, at least if Terry Folds was consistent, you know, it had a theme, it stuck to the same theme, the whole song. But like this one went all over the place. It had no like plot. No way, this is not a good song.
Yeah, he says the song says, biologically speaking, a butt is a nut. Well, why don't you like that? What?
This is stupid. That's why Terry Folds is like heads and shoulders above that garbage.
Oh my god,
it's the magnum opus of the show.
It's the magnum opus of the show.
It's incredible. I never would have thought magnum opus would have been said in the same sentence referring to Rick and Morty.
Well, also after just Terry Folds came into the play.
Oh yeah, Delaney, what do you think of that montage there?
I mean, it was a great montage. I really liked it, and I was kind of like, in an alternate universe where this show like is slightly less horrible, like when they're like slightly not god awful people. It's just like a cute show about like Rick and his daughter and their fun scientists. I really liked it. Like I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I liked it. Sure,
just grew. That was good too.
Dad did eat me.
Yeah, that was good. Just that whole concept of what I don't understand is, why did they think that the dad ate him in real life? Like, that's
what I was trying to figure out. Like, I was like, okay, like I understand, like, okay, they thought you like you got killed, but like, how did they were like, no, not only did he kill you, he ate you. Like, how do you figure that out?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm missing something or if it's not really supposed to connect, but well,
I'm assuming it's just like making fun of, haha, like your dad ate you, but in reality,
you're the wacko who eats babies.
Yeah. It's a very funny concept of
that was also really funny. It was like, stop true crime bragging.
Yeah.
Like, that was so funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through all the other lines that we haven't got to, but let's first let's briefly talk the B plot. We talked about it a little bit, but what do you guys think, Delaney? What do you think of Kiara?
Kiara's hot. She's got 3 titties again.
And 2 other things.
That was so good. Oh my god. Like when he was talking about her, I was like, oh my god, Jerry. Oh my god. And I just like how Summer and them were like, we don't care. You're just stupid.
Yeah. Michelle, what do you think of Kiara?
I thought she was fine. I mean, she didn't get a duel. Like, she was more of a plot point than a character, I feel. But, like, having said that, she's got a cool design, and, like, she seemed pretty cool. I like that she was also using Jerry as a rebound, because, like, who would just choose Jerry for the health, right? So, like, for him to be offended, it's like, Jerry, like, she was so out of your capability of landing a hot
You're not even playing the
lady.
Same game.
You're not even playing the same games. Like, can you really be surprised? No one else was.
Yeah, they needed that to pay it off, because it didn't make sense.
Oh, I loved how so we had Scary Terry and like, bitch, but no one's like, a hunt.
Aunts, yes.
That is not a comparable. Much less good.
I think they're comparable.
Much less good.
Oh man, I miss Scary Terry.
Scary Terry was
the freaking best.
Yeah, he needs to come back.
When he gets really happy, he's like, "Oh,
this is not
bitch.
related to this discussion."
That was the best.
Michelle, this has nothing to do with this episode.
It's so hot up here.
Michelle's delusional. The Longer Room podcast.
I'm on the third floor, and all the windows are closed, so that it'll be quiet. But it's really hot.
Good audio. I think Kiara. I'm not 100% sure. I think Kiara is voiced by Kiyoshi from Avatar, Jennifer Hale.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
not 100%.
No wonder we
She's in the credits.
like
bonus points then.
Bonus all the points immediately.
Yeah. So I think this B plot plot narratively is nothing. Like it's kind of stupid, but it's just peppered with really funny lines throughout. So I do think it comes together.
No, it's really funny, and they just shit on Jerry the whole time, which is the perfect Jerry B plot.
Exactly. That's the best utilization of Jerry you could ever have.
Yeah, let's talk about the thing you guys talked about in the beginning with the with Summer just shitting on him. Yeah,
I love Summer. She has had the zingers this season. She says the funniest shit.
Yeah, she's out for blood. It's pretty great. She calls him sexist, racist, beta male. Yeah, and makes him. He
is such a beta male. I'm so glad she put it into words.
Okay, I'm not. So calling him racist made sense because that was the point of the plot was he was putting the racism onto them, but he was the racist one. Sexist, okay, but the beta male. Yeah, obviously we've been through that with Jerry. That's stupid language to use. We're using kind of progressive terms, but then beta male is actually a pretty conservative term.
Well, he said beta sex.
Yeah, it said beta sexist, which is different. Yeah, you're right, Delaney. So it's he likes being the beta, but also it's he likes strong, capable ladies, but he also degrades the shit out of them in other ways. So it's still really sexist. And I was like, yes, that is true. That is what happens.
Yeah, I mean it is true. Calls him a beta male sexist. Yeah, I mean I'm not. I hate the alpha beta language. Just eliminate that. But anyway, I thought that it was a good moment. Of course, all the problematic Rick and Morty fans super pissed about that sequence. But
oh yeah, I'm sure.
Dan Harmon last week calling them out. Open letter.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, fill me in.
Yeah, he basically said all the fans who are complaining about the female writers can go fuck themselves. I don't know what he said, but yeah, it was a whole letter about how they're terrible.
It was great.
Yeah. So, not wanted.
Is this available online to read?
Yeah.
I mean, if you Google Dan Harmon, female writers letter or something like that, yeah. Anyway, definitely needed that. There's a lot of great non-problematic Rick and Morty friends, but then just the minority of assholes are really vocal, so it's a little disheartening.
Shut them down.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the. And I think it was nice to have Jerry in a B plot like this. I guess it seems like an old Jerry type plot, but I do think this fit with the type of Jerry development we got in our Jerry solo episode. Well,
it was kind of funny because at first you're oh, he's actually doing something for himself. He's got telekinesis, his apartment's on a mess, and then you're oh no, you're just full of shit.
Yeah, this lady's helping you organize your life. You're not just doing this yourself.
And then of course, then he was talking about, oh, when they found out, oh, the soul bond's kind of serious, and they called him out on his shit. He was oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then he blames them for it. It's
oh my god,
just so awful. Look at your children. You're so dumb and awful.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but I also kind of bought his explanation. He's just I'm not that imaginative. I kind of buy that. He's just too stupid to come up with a better excuse.
I mean, he is too stupid.
It felt a little bit treaded upon territory with Jerry, but it was fine. Anyway, let's go through some of the other lines we haven't talked about that I've highlighted here. Delaney mentioned, we know stop true crime bragging.
That was great.
And then Beth says, I was traumatized, Summer. Your generation wouldn't get that. Summer says, bitch, my generation gets traumatized for breakfast.
Yes! I think that's my favorite Beth line.
The best line.
That was Summer, yeah.
In the episode.
It's incredible.
Yeah, bitch, my generation gets traumatized for breakfast. We got the whole opening sequence is just very funny. It
was Rick's pissed.
He's like, how dare you critique my imaginary world I made for you?
Even before that, Morty's like, we're not in a hurry. Dad sleeps until sundown about going to visit. Morty's like, not the bubble gun. There's no air in it.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was Summer.
Or Summer says that, and then Beth's like, I got to say, I'm warming up to the bubble gun. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Rick says, Fruipyland, was it my best work? I don't know. Did it deserve to be shit on creatively? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with your horrified look of realization.
Yeah, not on the same page. The opening sequence is great. Once they get into Fruipyland, we got this from the preview, but it's still great. Also one of my funniest exchanges of the episode. Rick says, I put real elbow grease in this place, Beth. You're supposed to put elbow grease in your daughter, Rick. Gross. I was like very fast. But and then Rick, again, such a great line. A dad makes a toilet look like R2-D2 and it breaks the front page of Reddit, but I'm Charles Manson because I gave you your own world instead of an iPad.
So good.
It is a really good line.
I just really love how he's going around and he's like, oh, I'll just kill myself. And he's like, the ground's bouncing. He's like,
what a monster
in the water. Like, it's so good. Like, that's my favorite. Is like he's just and then like Beth's just getting pissed, but then he actually gets attacked. Also, Rick just lost an arm.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's just, he can very easily.
He can probably grow back,
he's regrown. He's regrown limbs this season. So I assume after the episode.
I was just kind of like, oh, wow. And then I was expecting him to just grow it back. But no, then it was just a robot arm.
Yeah. I was expecting him to grow it back too. So that was interesting. I guess it was like visually interesting to see him with the robot arm too, though.
Yes.
In the B plot, they're like, why are we even visiting Dad? I think it's supposed to help prevent abandonment issues. Summer, I want to be abandoned.
Morty's like, no, it's for
Morty,
Dad.
I'm talking about Dad. Yeah, that was a good sequence. Here I have we talked about this Jerry line. I think this is like the funniest Jerry has been without us laughing at him. Like, this is an accomplishment. Like Jerry says,
I agree.
Jerry says, I hate to see her leave, but I love to watch her face shift away.
So
I'm sure you noticed what she has 3 of, but guess what she has 2 of? It's like Jerry genuinely being funny.
Yes.
It's shocking. Those are good.
I like when he was talking to them and like he was just like going on and on about her, and Morty's like, I know.
Yeah.
Like I know where that.
I know about their species.
Yeah,
I know.
I like that. Yeah, I like the Morty development of him just knowing everything now. That's been pretty consistent this season.
It's pretty good.
He greeted her in her language too.
Yeah.
And then Summer's like,
she's like trying to say, and she's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Back in we even talked about the play that the kids put on.
Oh my god, it was incredible. Like the thing was like, it was like horrifically adorable.
Yeah.
Because they're little kid voices. Yeah.
And like they're weirdly like cute. I don't get it. Like they're like literally like they look terrible. And like I'm like, you're cute. Why?
Yeah.
It's just like you make something small and it has big eyes. It's automatically cute.
Well, yeah.
Good job, character designer. Mission accomplished.
I think anime established that, but yeah, it's but Rick's like after the shoved him into the honey. Rick's like, oh well, that's interesting. Beth says fake news.
Fake news. That was
good. Yeah, and then it's about the kids like hump everything. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they just like leave after that. It's they're
like bye.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't deal with this.
Yeah,
because they were like a live demonstration. They're like, nope.
Do you think that's like actual kid logic though? Like, I'm starving to death, better hump everything. Like, wouldn't you be more concerned about conserving energy? I don't know. I
mean, it was genius. That was the only way he was going to survive. So
he couldn't have known that, though.
No, I mean, it was a condensed version in the play, not it was fake news. Yeah,
fake
news. But Rick, when they're back, here's some things an adventure needs. Beth, conflict, stakes, and clearly Morty.
Clearly Morty.
Yeah. We had you'd rather admit. Yeah. Then this whole sequence of like. Rick just saying like he invented it to her because she was like a sociopathic kid. You'd rather.
This is the thing, though. Like he can say what he wants about her wanting this to exist, but he went ahead and made all that stuff for her anyway. So like, isn't that just encouraging her to be a sociopath?
Well, like, he knows. He's like, I'm not. He's like, he was like, I'm a bad dad.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beth said, you'd rather admit that I'm evil than you're a bad father. Yeah. It's And then we go through the shit that Beth forced Rick to make as a kid. What was your favorite, Delaney, of the shit that Beth forced Rick to make as a kid?
It's probably the sentient knife.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the only one that really worked for me. Was the last one, the pink sentient switchblade, and it says, "Hi Beth, you've gotten taller. Shall we resume stabbing?" Yeah.
Like that's so good.
Yeah, that's I really like that. Any of the others you remember that they're all pretty decent.
Yeah, I can't remember like a lot of them specifically. There was like the laser gun.
There was the whip that made people like you, which seems very interesting to me.
That was good.
Yeah.
What you this sequence went on long for me. I don't know if I totally bought it.
Yeah, no, it went on longer than I expected it to, but like it was funny.
Yeah, it did pay off though with the pink sentient switchblade. That was really
and
then
good.
Later she pulls it out and it's like stab it. Yeah.
Well, she took all of them. Like,
yeah, she took all of them with her to use.
She was like totally spying it up. Like she was like, I'm gonna take all my cool gadgets and I'm gonna go like fuck Tommy up.
Yeah, hashtag totally spying it up. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was. That's true.
I try.
Yeah. Rick at the end before the credits with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That was good.
Wow.
Yeah, I also did not understand why he said it's like a wrestling thing, but I don't know why he.
That was pretty funny.
I did not know.
But I guess we rolled with it. Here's one from Summer. Summer said, "I thought you were the alien expert, Isaac Asahole," to Morty.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
They're just so tired. They just want to go home.
Yeah, they were there.
It's like every time she's like, "We'll celebrate with the hunt for tomorrow. We hunt," and it's like, "Wow, okay."
We're leaving out the incredible Thundercats reference.
Yeah, Cheetara from the Thundercats. Yeah,
that was like that's really great.
Man, you must have been buying Jerry in this episode. You Delaney. Seems like you're laughing along a lot with him here.
I watched Thundercats. I enjoyed this reference.
You're just really relating to him here.
No, you can enjoy things without relating to dumb people.
That's true.
Jerry's the one who made the clever reference. Didn't just...
a smarter writer put it in his mouth. We can't
that's
totally
a cop. No, that's a cop out. That's a cop out. Okay.
That's a cop out.
Later in that, we talked about the racist behavior. Yeah, the later with the scene I was talking about with Tommy with his subjects. Then he's to Beth. He's like, I was just about to make dinner, and by make dinner I mean doesn't.
And then
I know.
Yeah.
People think your dad ate you.
Yeah. Beth says, "Oh, suck it up, princess incest."
That's for
I know. That sounds like a very Rick line.
Yeah, and then later Beth's like, "Tommy, I'm sorry you think you deserve an apology. Oh my God, I'm my father." And then when she starts killing all them, "Oh my God, I'm my father." Yeah,
it was really great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like when Morty was fighting people in the ring.
Yeah, similar concept. Yeah,
everybody's just fucked up.
Yeah. We talked about the one pussy plus two pussies makes a bunch of pussies.
That's pretty good.
So good.
Where's the Mr.
I'm trying to make this appealing to your sex addicted lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like I can imagine a poor teacher being like, "How do I relate to the youth?" and jumping into like pussy math for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I just
can we get a Mr. Goldenfold B plot? Like I think he's earned.
Yeah,
I think he's
earned
it.
it. Between the eating poop and this, he's earned it.
Yeah.
He has earned it. I agree.
Yeah. Speaking of Scary Terry, he was very relevant to that plot as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Line from Summer had a really good, lot of good lines here. Summer says, "Yeah, we chose mom hands down. I thought we made that clear at the lawyer's office and in the comments under your weird rant on Facebook."
Your rant on Facebook.
So good.
That's just such a good visual to think about.
Yeah, that was very good. Yeah. Doo-doo butt song. We could quote the entire Rick and Beth talk, but it's heavy. It's a lot. The only other one I have here is later. I really appreciated this. Morty, when Kiara's ex-boyfriend comes in, Morty says, "Dad, you just got handed an Ex Machina. You're taking it."
You're taking it.
Yeah, of course. That's of course the
Yeah, I talk about Ex Machinas all the time. So good.
You are contractually obligated to like.
Oh yeah, definitely based on past podcast history. That was great. Yeah, very self-aware episode as always with the show. And then we talked about that wasn't time travel. There were just a couple pizzas on the counter. I grabbed them. Yeah. So good. Jerry's answering machine we talked about, and that's it. Anything we missed from the episode?
Well, just overall, just like Rick and Beth talking, which is really great. All of it. And like, it was just a really serious, like it was funny, but it was still like a really serious, like conversation. Like we just don't get that a lot in the show.
Yeah. Talked about how, Beth can't leave behind ABC's The Bachelor. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Is that what the namesake of the, like, is that, like, why the episode is called ABCs of Beth? I'm not sure.
No.
That's the only time they said ABC.
It's another one. It's another reference.
Random.
Kind of all relates, Rick says the clone has 0 chance of going Blade Runner in that talk, too. Yeah.
I like that. That was funny.
Very somehow time-relevant reference, yeah. But yeah, anything else? Let's talk about the finale preview briefly with our Keith David president is back. Time consistent. He's there, and they need to investigate an alien in the Kennedy sex tunnels.
And then he goes on to list.
Yeah, and then last is the Lincoln Slave Coliseum. He didn't free them all.
Oh my god,
that was so funny.
Oh my god,
he didn't free them all. Yeah,
that was so.
My
good.
theory is that this has nothing to do with anything, like the part that we saw.
Yeah, it could
Probably.
be. Yeah,
because there's
they did that before.
Yeah, we have high hopes for this finale. Like, if you you might be tempted to say most Rick and Morty episodes aren't plotty. Like, why are you expecting anything to happen? But both of our previous season finales were pretty plot heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
they set a precedent.
Yeah.
So
also, we literally had an episode where they were like, "Yeah, we're going to Atlantis."
Yeah.
And
I
then,
know. Yeah.
So I think,
and the end of Pickle Rick too, and that was
can't
where
believe
the
anything.
intro came from. You can't believe anything.
So I think they like maybe they go to investigate, and there they find someone or something. So let's do yes or no. Delaney, yes or no, evil Morty in the finale?
Yes.
Michelle?
No. I think it's too soon, honestly.
See, I'm going to say yes. I don't know what the point of doing that episode is unless you do it.
You can't name it that and not give us
suspense.
And it's called it's called the Rick and Morty date. So it seems relevant, although the titles never have anything to do with anything. Tammy, yes or no, Delaney?
Yes. I'm gonna say Tammy yes and Phoenix person.
Phoenix
yes.
person too, Michelle?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think Tammy is actually a real possibility. We haven't seen her
since the first episode.
Most of the season. Yeah, so
she's a secret agent.
Yeah, she's as we discussed, as we speculated in the panel, she's secretly a Summer's friend from those 2 episodes.
That is not.
Well,
the line thing all over.
Yeah, that theory is not holding up well because.
Oh, good.
Because
coming to reason.
that character has not been in the last 2 episodes. She was randomly in 2 straight episodes after never appearing before, so it was like, that's conspicuous. But now she has
because she's the kinky sex friend. She's there for laughs. That's it. I think the whole point of her.
The big problem with that theory now is that we were actually in school in this episode for a little bit and we didn't see her. So I'm thinking that might not happen. But I think Evil Morty, yes. Tammy, yes. So I think it's all happening. All happening.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Mr. Poopy Butthole, yes. He was in the photo.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the photo
Mr. Poopy Butthole has to be in the finale.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He's going to be, in a cell or something.
Yeah, maybe.
He's in the sex tunnel.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. Anyway, closing thoughts, Delaney.
I'm really excited about the finale. Also, I was like, oh, no, it's the finale. At the end of the episode, I was like, it's too soon. This has been a really great season, so I hope we end with a bang.
Yeah. Michelle, final thoughts? I think we will.
It's really hot. We should wrap this up.
I'm asking for your final thoughts. That is wrapping it up.
I'm excited.
Okay, there you go.
The end.
Yeah, looking forward to the Rick and Morty date next week. Catch our panel on this episode, the ABCs of Beth, later in the week, and we'll have full coverage of the potentially climactic, plot-oriented, although who knows, Rick and Morty finale next week. Start the countdown. Find everything at overlyanimated.com. Make sure to subscribe wherever you're listening. Join us on Discord to text chat about everything animation at overlyanimated.com/discord. Support us via Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Kent, aka Kent Brockman. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Andy. If you haven't, make sure you check out our blanking BoJack Horseman coverage. We finished that finally. And also Rick and Morty, a bunch of other shows as well coming up here. So find all that at overlyanimated.com and tune in for our panel later in the week. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.